Hello, 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 Aries. This is a reading for Aries here right at the beginning of May. We're just going to jump into a card for you for the overview of the month and then a Celtic cross to see what you guys have coming up for this month. I'm so excited to be back reading some tarot. I broke my thumb. I have a brand new thumb situation here. I was in a cast for a while. It was impossible to shuffle cards. I am so glad to be back and fully healed and doing some card readings for you guys. Okay, Aries, let's see what you guys have coming up for the month. Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, or if you're mom's in Aries, if you're just curious about what an Aries reading might look like, you're all welcome. All right, overview of the month. Distill yourself. Time. This is a deck I'm also getting to learn, so I might read from the booklet, but immediately this is going to be a month for you, Aries, of really diving deep, of coming into your center. I'm feeling just a huge sense of calm, of centering, of things making sense that you might have been working towards for a while, of maybe looking back and seeing a pattern to some of the things that might have seemed random to you before or really hard. I went through the last 3-4 months of just a lot of chaos, and looking back, a lot of it's made sense now. A lot of it's brought me to where I am now, which is in a totally different place than I was 3 months ago. That might sound obvious, but it's in a more centered place, a more organized place. This is so much more organized, but it's also flowering, it's fruitful, and time is exceptionally cleansing. Time is an herb that is very powerful. And it is a real, it's very potent. So let me just read a little bit from the book here. Mythology teaches us that a mentor haunts the labyrinth of your psyche. As you walk towards your center, this monster prowls and roars, trying to scare you off your path by revealing your fears and inadequacies. But you're never truly alone. You have allies like time, her scent purifying your thoughts so you can see what's true. Time kills off what's other, whether that's germs and microbes or thoughts and feelings. This is Time's special magic. She calls your inner flame to burn the dross, distilling your spirit. Intuitively, she knows you from not you, and she sees you clearly when you cannot. Time is a powerful plant. Do not call on her unless you're truly ready to be tempered in her flame. Woo! Okay, that is potent, just like I was saying time is. So this would be a great time, pun intended, to get some essential oils, potentially. There's some great essential oils. Cook with thyme. If you're really feeling like this would be a good month to cleanse, if you've been feeling that way for a while, Aries, consider this just a really good reminder, confirmation of your intuition to go ahead and do that for yourself. And let's be real, tarot is just a confirmation of your intuition. Please use whatever resonates here for you, leave what doesn't. If this is helpful, fab. If not, throw it away. This is all just to be a guide and a help. So, all right, Aries, central theme for your month of May here is going to be the Five of Wands. I love this Five of Wands. So there's a lot of challenge here, but it's going to be, I wanted to say sideways challenge. Like, it's not an authoritarian challenge. It's going to be with siblings. It's going to be with people at work you're competing against. And sometimes the Five of Wands can be really fun if you're up for a challenge. Sometimes the Five of Wands is setting boundaries and feeling really good on the other side of that. Sometimes the Five of Wands is initiating or engaging in conflict to feel stronger after the fact. The Five of Wands, this could be a month where you're really setting your boundaries. This could be a month where you're claiming your space. This could be a month where you're finally just like fed up with people coming at you for different reasons, for your time, for your peace of mind, for your advice. If you are sick of chatting with people, this is going to be a month for you to claim who you are by engaging in potential conflict, I guess, in order to really come into your center. What's crossing you this month? The Four of Wands. You're doing this for your peace, for your happiness, for potentially for a relationship, for a marriage. You are fighting for something that is going to help you feel more calm, more at home, more creative, more passionate, more grounded. Let's see what else you guys have going on here. But let me just also clarify the Five of Wands really quickly. If you've watched any of the videos before, you know I love this deck to clarify with. It is the Biddy Tarot Everyday Tarot. Yes. So again, when I said the Five of Wands this month is going to be sort of like a sideways card, the Three of Cups talks about, sorry, my phone is like plugged into a power source here, so I'm just going to unplug it so I don't keep bumping it. The Three of Cups is a card about celebration, friends, friendship. So there's really this kind of sweetness about that Five of Cups with you. I just got off the phone a little bit earlier today with a friend who asked some advice about establishing a boundary around work. Someone wanted her to do something. She wasn't quite sure how to say no. And I was like, girl, all you got to do is say no. And she's like, oh yeah, I'm just going to call it and say no. So this could be a month where you are really engaging in the help of others, celebrating with others, and also like engaging in how to deal with conflict or boundaries or your best self with others. And for the benefit of, or engaging in the sweetness of life, partnership, home, feeling creative, feeling excited. Let's keep going and see what else you got going on here. This is in the subconscious here. What are you building the rest of the month off of? What's going on underneath? The Ten of Swords. Okay, so you might be feeling pretty rough here. Aries, have you been feeling like things have not been making sense? Like there's a real reason you need to distill, like you have been begging for an understanding of what's going on, of the bigger picture, of where and why you're going and with whom. This would really indicate that that's been the case. The Ten of Swords here is saying you've been exhausted, you are in mental overwhelm, maybe you've completed a project, a relationship, maybe you've moved. The Ten of Swords is about completion, but it's about being mentally taxed. And when you get mentally taxed in the Ten of Swords, you're not just like taking a nap, you are really beating yourself up, or you're having a lot of instances where everyone else is beating you up, or the voices inside your head are beating you up. Let's go ahead and get a clarifier for this. So the great thing I love about this position, this card, is it shows you what's going on in your subconscious, and whatever is running in our subconscious is usually how we build the rest of our life. So if you don't like what you see here, Aries, you can go ahead and adjust that this month. You can say, hey, oh my God, of course I'm exhausted. I didn't realize how much I was beating myself up, or I didn't realize how much spending time with this person was actually a totally an energy vampire for me, or how much I really like can't spend time with my family right now as I'm really trying to do this work project, or whatever it is. You can say, oh my gosh, I had no idea until I actually sat down and thought about it, or saw this Ten of Swords, that I'm really not giving myself the love, the compassion, the time, the support, the clarity I need to get through this tough time, and give yourself a little bit more support. Once we change what's the running tape in our subconscious, the rest of our reading changes. The Lovers. So it's about a choice. This is about a choice, Aries. You're either choosing to keep yourself here, or you need to really understand that you can choose to get out of it very clearly. This could absolutely be about a relationship or through a relationship. So you could be choosing to keep yourself in a relationship that's miserable. You could use relationship to get out of a potentially hard time, like lean into your partner. And that's what also this combo is kind of doubling down on this energy as well. Lean into partnership, lean into people who care about you, lean into your marriage, lean into your relationship, whatever it is. But the Lovers is ultimately a choice. Are you choosing love? Are you choosing fear? Are you choosing to kind of give up and just, let things happen and feel like you don't have a choice in feeling this way? Or are you going to choose to realize that there's a way out of this, whether it's just giving yourself a couple of minutes to rest, or whether it's quitting a job, right? There's a whole range of things, and only you know the right answer. This is really fascinating. Okay, what are you guys manifesting this month? Yeah, the Moon in reverse says you are so clear about wanting to get out of your fear. Okay, actually, two things are coming through very clearly. So there's a group of you or people in here who are saying, you know what, this month I am tired of being in this energy. I am choosing out. I am choosing clarity. I am choosing the veil removed. I do not want to be in this dark, shadowy energy anymore. And there's some people for whom they are going to choose to stay. It's not quite time for them to get out of a toxic situation, or they can't get out of a job for whatever reason, or don't choose to. And you're going to be in denial about what you're doing, Aries. Only you can say which one it is for you. Let's go ahead and see what flew out to clarify the Moon in reverse. The Moon in reverse can talk about being in denial of a hard time. You just don't want to see that it's just a time to be in the dark. It is a time to go through the dark night of the soul. It is a time to not know what you're doing. And it's leading to a lot of energy drain. You're really having to work hard at keeping your vitality up this month. So I'm telling you, regardless of what's coming up for you the rest of this month, if you attend, Aries, to what's going on here in your subconscious, if you give yourself some extra pep this month, some extra rest, some extra love, some extra compassion, all of this will change. You can choose to get out of this, and this is a really awesome combo to turn this around. To be in the time of unknown where things are still baking, like the fetus in the womb, the child in the womb, it's not time for them to be born before at least a solid 8.5 months is up, right? It is their time to be in the dark. It is their time to be baking still, right? Once you accept that there is a time for you to be in this period and relax into that, you're going to feel so much more energized. There's going to be like such a rush of energy when you just sort of accept the season you're in versus either avoiding it or trying to actively get out of it without going through it. So turn this baby around this month, Aries. Let's get a timeline here. So what happened just recently in the past and recently in the future, or upcoming in the future. Okay, so a lot of fear here, facing nightmares. Something happened that was really anxiety provoking. Maybe you're facing a lot of anxiety, trouble. I'm getting like work vibes, a lot of anxiety with work, trouble at work. The fabulous thing about the Nine of Swords, even though it looks terrible, is that look how cozy she actually is. Look at how beautiful those flowers actually are. She's not seeing them because her hands are closed, and she's in this whole world of fear. But the swords are up. The swords are hung up. There's not actually a physical fear happening here. She's not having to run for her life. She's not actually in any kind of physical I was going to say physical safety. She's not in any kind of physical danger. She's just worried. And that's not to minimize our worries or our mental issues. God knows I have to work on my mental health all the time. But it is to say that is the huge benefit of this card. If we start to really address our inner dialogue, it really helps calm the nervous system, and we can tuck back into this cozy, warm, loving, cocoon we have all around us that we can't feel and we don't see when we're in a state of panic or anxiety. So something happened here in the past. Woo, that flew right out. Let's see what we got going on here. So it is the Page of Cups in reverse. There could have been some kind of a letdown here. Maybe you reached out to someone about an opportunity, about getting together. This could have been a friendship. This could have been being turned down for a relationship. You could have really tried here to make yourself vulnerable and got shut down, or didn't feel like you could be vulnerable. Maybe there's an opportunity that passed here in the recent past that's made you feel really anxious. Maybe there was a job, a person, a creative outlet here, something that really touched your heart that really didn't come to fruition, and it kind of got you into a dark place. So what's coming up here in the near future for you? Eight of Pentacles. Well, this is fabulous because you are diving into work, and whatever work means to you. If it's not what makes you money these days, you are honing your craft, whether that's the craft of getting better, whether that's the craft of feeling better, whether that is actually your craft at work, something that is financially lucrative for you. You are diving down into tending to something that you know, getting your hands dirty in the dirt, coming back to practices, places, things that really tangibly you're good at, you are training for. Eight of Pentacles is also a time when we're learning things, but it's the 8, right? It's not the 1, 2, 3, or 4. So you already sort of progressed in whatever this is happening. You're putting yourself into a time of learning and getting back into what you know to feel better, to get acclimated. And the Pentacles are very grounded. We're looking at material gain here through hard work that you are doing, Aries. We're looking into success from the creative juices you have going on. Whew, that one just flew out. Let's see what clarification that is. Oh, okay, yeah. And so you're pulling yourself right up out of this situation. For those of you who are really choosing to see that this isn't serving you anymore, you're succeeding and moving forward because of your own dedication to tame the beast within. The Strength card is such a beautiful card. It is our vulnerability taming the beast. It is the calm presence within us facing the monster of our anxiety and our thoughts, letting it know in a calm, cool way, it's okay. You don't have to fight today, and calming the beast within and making it manageable, a gorgeous ally for us. And it's doing so not with like brute strength. The strength card there's not a man in here. There's not a masculine presence that's forcing this animal's mouth closed. It's the heart coming forward to say, we're leading with peace, we're leading with love, we're leading with connection, and that strength can get me through any kind of hard time. Excuse me. And that's what you do here, Aries. You are throwing yourself into something that is meaningful for you. You are throwing yourself into a training. You are throwing yourself into school, your work, something that you love and that gets your hands dirty. And the best way to move forward through whatever it is that's really getting to you, that's going to pull you through. How are you feeling about all of this, Aries? All right, well, here you go. You're feeling sassy. You're like, you know what? I've been through a hard time. I don't feel like I have choices. I don't feel very connected. Hey, I just went through a big old breakup, or I just got fired from work, or when the Lovers is in reverse, it's like, you know what? Connection is on the table, but we're not facing it. Connection is on the table, but we're choosing to be too afraid to step into that open heart again. So, man, Aries, I don't know. You went through some kind of tough time here, and there's really something that's up for you. That's what am I trying to say? It's kind of coming back to this distill yourself. There's been some kind of disturbance, like some kind of static. That's what I'm sensing, feeling. There's been some kind of mess, whether that's energetic, emotional, financial, whatever it is. And maybe it's been going on low level for a while, or maybe there's been some kind of one instance that really messed you up. Like maybe it was a big breakup. Maybe you did get fired from work. Maybe someone did pass away. But maybe it could have just been for a while, things kind of piling up and not tending to them, or taking on more and more than you could and kind of getting to a place where you feel really overwhelmed. And this is just saying like, okay, now I'm in a place where like, why should I even try to engage again? Like, I know all of this is happening. I'm trying my best. I'm going to make my best effort. But like, you know what? I feel really defeated, and it's really hard for me to come back from this right now. And it's costing you opportunities, Aries. So first of all, if this is you, if this is really representative of your experience, I just want to send you the biggest hug. I just want to send you so much love and encouragement and understanding and empathy that we all hit these lows. We all go through times that are really, really challenging, and where it's easy to, not only easy, but sometimes necessary for us to just give up for a while. Sometimes it really is necessary to say, you know what? F it. Like, I gotta just be down, and I can't choose connection for a while. And if that's where you're at, Aries, I'm just sending you so much love and so much care through the ethers, because that doesn't last. Excuse me, nothing lasts, right? We go through tough times, and then all of a sudden it gets better. We go through great times, and then there are new challenges. And let's not forget that you have the crossing energy of the Four of Wands here, which is one of the happiest cards in the deck. You're facing your happiness. You are faced with connection, with palpable, tangible, stable home life, creativity, something really happy here. So you're working towards that. You're fighting for it. You really are this month. And so it looks like you're having a few moments, really big moments of defeat. It looks like you are really having some big moments of defeat. And so lean into support this month. That's exactly what the Three of Cups is talking about here. Call a friend, call a therapist, call your mom, call your dad, call whoever it is that you reach out to when things get tough. And look to different allies. This deck talks about plant allies, so certainly time, but what works for you to help yourself get better this month or feel more energized. And you know what, Aries, if this is not your story at all, if you're like, what are you even talking about? Go watch your other sun, moon, rising, go watch one of the other signs, and this message isn't for you. Okay, Aries, what is going to be surrounding you this month? Okay, other opportunities that might be cutting off. And as you make boundaries, as you really fight to get your energy back, your story back, your person back, yourself back, your priorities back, you might have people, places, things that shut down. There might be times or people around you that might have thought, hey, like, I want to get together with Aries. Ooh, like, let's invite them out. Or, hey, Aries is looking really hot. I want to invite them out on a date. That might change their mind. Or maybe you're reaching out to people and that might get shut off this month, but I guarantee you, Aries, it's for your highest good in this position and in this counterpart. Yeah, 6 of Cups here. So it's saying you're getting back to basics. The rejections, if any, that you are facing here from your environment, if you are like shut out of a class study group for some reason, maybe it's like already full and you're like taking it personally, or if you are, you know, not admitted to some cool party at work, or if you literally ask someone out or they're asking you out and either of you says no, it's all for your highest good. It's all to make you feel the most better, the most better. It's kind of like you're giving up your old ways and establishing new ways, Aries, this month. And it just goes back to this exact dynamic of like really leaning into conflict in order to come to the happiness on the other side. But in the moment, it might feel like conflict. I'm so sorry. I have a tickle in my throat. Okay, your biggest hopes and fears this month, Aries. Yeah, you're afraid of that rejection, girl. I don't care what gender you are, but you are afraid it's going to happen all over again. But I want to really reiterate to you that the Page of Cups here is a small potatoes. Every card in the deck is like a beautiful, you know, representation of some kind of archetypal time that we go through. But the Page of Cups is one that is easily influenced. This would be very different if this was like a major arcana card here or a larger energy, but I just want to say your fears, your biggest hopes and fears are kind of small here. And that can be a great thing, Aries, when you are really facing some big challenges, especially if they're emotional. So know that your biggest fear this month might be rejection again. I want to say don't worry about it, but then I know that doesn't help very much. I went through a training recently that says the companies and organizations that are the most funded, that get the most money, hear the most amount of no's. So the people that are reaching out and are the most successful get the most amount of yeses. I'm so sorry. Hear the most amount of no's because they're getting rejected like, 70% of the time for the 30% of the time that they're getting yeses. So if you want to win big, if you want to find your person, if you want to find your friend group and it's not working out, don't worry about the rejection. They're getting you to a happy place. Yeah, let it all come down. The Tower. That's perfect. It's just doubling down on what I'm saying. Let anything that doesn't resonate with you come down. It just looks, Aries, this month like you're kind of taking it personally, like it's really hitting hard for you. And I want to say the harder it hits, the deeper it hits, the more towards the core you're getting, and that's okay. Oh my God, it's exactly like what this card was saying, that the closer you get to your core component, the more fear, that monster of fear comes to the surface. So fight it off this month, Aries, and know that there is nothing but good things coming for you. Culmination of your reading. 7 of Pentacles. You have planted really beautiful seeds and you are waiting here to watch them come up. I love that here in the future, coming up into the future, you have the 8 of Pentacles, something tangible. You're working on seeing your money come to fruition, your work come to fruition, the relationships you do have come to fruition. Ending here on the 7 of Pentacles just tells me there is so much more coming for you, Aries, that you have already planted, you've already worked on. Wow, I'm just throwing cards out. They really want to chat with you. And that you don't have to be afraid of, yes, exactly. You don't have to be afraid of doing anything right now. The Emperor in reverse. Don't feel like you have to take charge of this energy. It's time to wait and watch the seeds grow. Oh my gosh, again, like the metaphor of the child who really needs to be in there for like months, right? Don't disturb them before they're ready. And the Page of Wands, it's not time this month to think of new opportunities. It's not time this month to like ignite new sassy relationships or lovers or creative projects. Just let it rest. This month, Aries, I hope you have like the most relaxing, resting, rejuvenating month. And I cannot wait to see what's coming up for you guys in June. I hope this was helpful and can't wait to see you on the next one.